Hello, school family. Happy Sunday. I hope you've had an enjoyable weekend and you're getting to spend these last few hours on our Sunday enjoying each other's company before our busy school week starts up. I did want to go over just a couple things schedule-wise for next week before we talk about the work of the week. Next week is kind of unique, or this week coming up, I should say, is unique. Students are off on Friday. So that Wednesday, that's normally that asynchronous day, is no longer. They will be on live with me Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And Wednesday will follow Friday's special schedule. So our students will have a library on Wednesday. So try to keep that in mind when we're getting them logged on for specials in the afternoon at 2 o'clock. I also wanted to give reminders about our DIBELS test that is coming up. So I sent an email about this last week. There was a Sign Up Genius attached to it, and Sign Up Genius is just a search engine that you'll click on the link and go to, and you can pick a time to sign up. I do have many parents that have signed up, and thank you for that. And if you haven't yet, please go ahead, find that email, and if you can't find it, let me know and I'll send it to you again. But go ahead and click that link and pick a time for our testing. So Thursday, October 15th, there is no live instruction for students other than when they're getting on with me for their 20-minute session. The day is blocked off, almost perfectly timed up for me to meet with every student individually to do this DIBELS test. DIBELS stands for Dynamic Indicators of Basic Early Literacy Skills. So all that it is this is a test, and it's timed based with fluency to find out some basic skills to see if our students possess them. If I'm being completely transparent, at the beginning of the year, when our students are taking this test, we don't expect them to really shoot for the stars when they're completing it. And I say that because some of the skills that are on here, we have not had an opportunity to practice yet because the school year has just begun. So we like to use this as a true baseline and a jump off point to see where we need to end up being as the school year is continuing. Depending on the results of the test, it may change the way that some of our small groups are. For now, I think I have a pretty good handle of where our students are going to place while they're taking the test, but sometimes we're surprised and we get really good information out of it. So there are 3 measures that are going to be tested. Letter naming fluency, which is just randomized letters on a page, and the students are going to have a minute to touch each one and say it. The one thing that I find very, very important in this virtual atmosphere is that you allow your student that space to take the test by themselves. So it is really, really easy to want to whisper the answer or give them a little nudge and say, you know this, you know this. I promise you that regardless of how they do on this test, it's going to be beneficial for the future. And if it's something that maybe they're struggling with just on that day, I'm going to notice that and pick up on that when our instruction continues for the rest of the year. So we've got to work really hard at pulling back, at being a little patient, and maybe even walking out of the room if we find like that's going to be hard for us while we're taking this test. If we were at school, our students would be meeting with me one-on-one to do this in a very quiet, closed location so that they can concentrate and try their best. If it doesn't go the way that you think it's going to, it is not the end of the world. I want you to really keep that in mind when it's your students' time. And like I said, something that's going to give you a lot of anxiety, feel free to step away. Our kids are getting really good at managing their virtual learning, and we'll be able to do it, I think, on our own if we really have to. So there's that letter naming piece. The second piece that they're going to be tested on is called phoneme segmentation. Some of my small groups have been introduced to this already. So phoneme segmentation, we like to call it phoneme seg, is their ability to break down the sounds in a word. So if the word was pig, p, ig. If the word was cat, k, at. If the word was add, add. So on the test, I'm going to ask them to sound out the words, and they'll do it just as I did it. There's nothing to look at for this one. They're just listening, and this is more based on their phonemic awareness skills. And then the final measure that we're going to be doing is nonsense word fluency. And it sounds just as it is. The words that are on this part of the test are nonsense words. They are not real words. So this is used to be able to see that a student can name a consonant sound, a vowel sound, and a consonant sound and blend them together. Now, for some of my students, they can probably read each word like this and get the whole page done before a minute is up. And then I have other students that are going to sound out each sound and blend the word. But then I have other students that might only sound out the sound. And then I might have students who are not even able to sound out the sound. And I'm telling you that all of that is okay. These are those things I'm going to be looking at to help me determine for future small groups. And all of these skills we are going to work on in isolation through phonics and in small group as the school year continues. So I don't want anybody to be worried, to have any stress over it. I appreciate your support, cheering on your student for doing a good job, and telling them that no matter what, they just have to try their best, and that's all that matters. Okay? So that test again is on Thursday, October 15th. Make sure you sign up on the Sign Up Genius. If you haven't done that yet or you need the link, please email me or text me and let me know, and I'll get that to you as soon as possible. Okay? All right, so now for this week, our very short week. We're only going to be together live for 3 days. So for phonics this week, we are continuing to work our way through the alphabet. Our program, that is Open Core, is designed in a way that we hit all the letters quickly, and then we'll come back and we will focus strong on each one for about a week at a time to work more on where the letter is heard in words, beginning sound, if we're doing vowels, the middle sound, ending sound, and being able to manipulate that sound. Right now, we're kind of just breezing through them, practicing our penmanship, with our students have been doing a really nice job with, and then also still focusing in on that rhythm and rhyme, and all those early phonemic awareness skills. In small group, this is a great time for me to get to really see how everybody's doing, and everyone is progressing nicely. Some friends have really been handling a challenge well, and I'm just really proud of our students for sticking through it and trying their best. So that's for phonics. Shared reading this week is going to be a story called Pouch, and it's about a mama kangaroo and her baby Joey that is learning his new environment, and he leaves the pouch and he gets scared and he has to go back, and he leaves the pouch and he gets scared and he goes back. So the story is another one that has to do with friendship, but then we are still going to be touching on all those standards of asking and answering questions and characters and setting. So we will be doing that together this week, 2 days, and then there are some paired reads that we'll also do with that on Wednesday. Okay, so that's for shared reading. And then for math, we are continuing with our number corner, which is, if you've been listening in, the same thing every day with the routines of the calendar. And then we're also working on things like counting forwards and backwards, taking a 10 frame and breaking it from 10 and counting on, all kinds of different early number sense skills that we'll continue to work on for the rest of the school year. And then during our whole group time together and small group, we're going to start working on patterns, which is one of my favorite things to teach. It's so much fun. So that's going to be the focus for this week. Still, though, always going back and visiting those early standards of number identification, one-to-one correspondence, all of those kinds of things as we're working our way through the program. Okay, and I think that is it. Looking at my notes to make sure I didn't forget anything. As always, our students are continuing to do such a great job. We did meet our goal. So if any students are listening, they know that. We made it to the top of our marble jar. So on Monday, I'm going to be sharing with the students tomorrow just about what we may be doing. So if parents you know already, keep it a secret and don't tell them. All right, I figured we would finish today with our school family song, and this is something you can always practice at home with your student if you want them to be a little bit more fluent in it, but it is one of my favorites, and it reminds me that even though, my friends, we are far apart, you are always in my heart. So here we go. Get out your F's. 1, 2, 3, this is my family, my school family. You make me happy when you are here. I hope you know, friends, how much I love you. When we're apart, I keep you in my heart. All right, I hope everybody has a great rest of their Sunday. I will see everybody bright and early tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Have a great night. Mwah.